Hey, what up, what up? It's Danny Boy, La Coka Nostra, formerly of House of Pain. You watching us on hiphopvinyl.de. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
La Coka Nostra.
Yo, I've been rhyming since my daddy's dick first got wet. Kicked a hole in the womb of my...
Yeah, I got a funny story. You guys wake me up to tell me about, show me records. Yeah, this is a classic record, power record, Ice-T. Big up, originally Everlast, who's La Coka Nostra. He got put down with Ice-T. He was Rhyme Syndicate, so we all kind of rep Rhyme Syndicate back in the 80s. Great album cover, Glenn Freeman did the photo, classic. My man Blau produced a lot of the tracks on here, man. Yo, it's a classic record, man. What you think?
Ice-T. That's it. This and Body Count, man. This is the truth.
You got it, man. He just put the...
So yeah, that's we get out of 10. That's a classic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another classic.
I used to rock the shit out of that record.
Yeah.
That shit every fucking day. That was one of my favorite records growing up. I think I was like 14 when I came out, 13. I used to rock that. Ice Cube at that point in time, probably the best rapper in the world.
I'll let Slaine speak on this one.
Yeah, Edo G was like the first dude to come out of Boston that was like, you know, official MC. And this album is dope. Well, actually, this is the Demos and Rarities. This isn't the original. This is the reissue that they did. And this is actually has all the demo versions on it and whatever. But I'll speak on the original. The original Life of a Kid in the Ghetto is dope. And, you know, obviously people know I'm down with Edo too, so.
Gangstar, take it personal. Shit is a classic record. Hard drums. I mean, this is ill. And Dwick. Okay. Yeah, this is classic. This might be like one of the top 10 illest 12 inches of all time.
Guru's also from Boston too.
Yeah, I'll speak on this one. This one I was highly anticipated by my own collection. I was working at the record store when this was about to drop. We had it on cassette at first, and it used to come in different color cassettes. So you had to buy like 6 different cassettes to get all the colors. With the gatefold, I know that's a reissue, but this thing folded out 8 different times, man. And I was actually in one of the videos, the one they painted up. It was like Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, whatever that. I was in that video, and that Max Perlitz did a stage dive, jumped on my head. And if you look at the Criterion collection on their Beastie Boys' greatest hits, they talk about that on the thing. It's a classic record, man. It was a slept-on record at the time, man. It didn't do well in the charts. A lot of people weren't sure, you know, if they were done with. But I think it held. It turned out to be one of the greatest hip hop records of all time. You know, especially in my humble opinion. But you know, God bless the Beastie Boys, man. If it wasn't for them, there would be no House of Pain, and there'd be no La Coka Nostra, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you got something to say about that?
I like License to Ill better.
To me, like License to Ill was the first. Like, I loved that record. That was like the first. You know, I had heard hip hop before that, but that was the first record that I was like, you know, that got me super hyped. And I was waiting like 3 or 4 years for that record to come out. It seemed like they were never gonna drop something again. When I bought it, I hated it. I hated that record for like a month, and I kept listening to it because I was like, you know. And eventually, I was like, wow, this is incredible. And just the sampling and the whole sequencing of that record, just amazing. It's one of the best albums ever.
Dust Brothers. Yeah, I'll let Slaine handle that one.
My man Scam too. He did the artwork on this album. This is classic right here.
Scam is on our new mixtape that we just dropped, The Audacity of Coke. I mean, you know, this record, it's a dope record.
What's this? Yeah, it's the classic, man. I mean, I think without all these records, this record wouldn't have been possible. So that's all I really could say. I like.
I mean, you know. Speaks for itself.
That's it. It's my brother's record. I'm on this record. That's it. It's a classic record. You know what this is. That's it. It's my man MF Doom. He's on the Future Is Now record, Strange Universe. This is dope too. A lot of good joints on this one. Hell yeah. Dead Bent. I used to fucking play that shit every day in Fat Beats when I used to work there. Metallica. That's the first album where they started to suck.
I remember this is the same record, yeah, everybody complained about. They cut their hair.
The first one I didn't like.
But,
I like the new one, though.
See, I wasn't mad at this, man, because I wasn't a hardcore fan of Metallica back in the day. I first got into them with the video that they did, the first video. So this was more a little mainstream, more towards my liking, because I wasn't, like I said, with them back in the day. So I wasn't mad at this record, but I know a lot of people wasn't feeling this record if that was, like, official with it. Yeah, man, these are all bangers, bro. This is more like a question for Everlast, because I know this is his dude, like he's feeling this dude hard body. And I definitely got nothing but love for Johnny Cash, man. But, yeah, it's a classic.
That's it, all that classic shit. Patsy Cline, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Hank Williams Jr., all the old school, you know, Willie Nelson.
Yeah, he says the same thing.
Officer Ross.
That's real. Yeah, I don't know, man. Honestly, I'm not gonna front, you know.
Yeah, I don't think we really paying attention to this.
I never listened to Rick Ross, man. I know it's that one hit, you know.
Didn't the real Rick Ross just get out of jail? He just got out of jail. I wonder what he thinks of this.
But yeah, I don't know. Same thing, you know. I like the thing she did on Ghostface thing with Ghostface.
That was tight, that first thing with Ghost.
But you know, too much drama, man. It just takes away from all her talent, you know. But we don't really listen to her. I mean, I've heard the record. It's cool. I like her style, but so much media shit about her. She's like a TMZ type, you know. Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, we want to. That's it right there. I mean,
I didn't know until the album dropped.
Yeah. But
3 years before.
Yeah, it's just classic. You know, it's a classic motif, man. You know, it's got a little bit of like biker in it, a little bit of New York street gang in the '70s, like a la Warriors. You know, keep the two guns up, and you know. What more can I say, man? You know, the classic black and white always wins, and this is us, La Coka Nostra, a brand you could trust, and you know, it ain't just a brand. You know, it's a brand you could trust. There's a lot of brands out there, but this is the one that's the truth. So yeah, man, it's what it is, man. It's not really deeper than that. You know, that whole thing embodies everything we're about. You know what I mean? And so. Yeah, I mean, we sold a lot of merch, man. It kept us, you know, afloat.
I wouldn't say it financed the album because we have our own studios. It doesn't cost anything to make an album, but you know, it's just basically the reason why I got into a lot of music growing up was because of like a lot of metal bands doing merchandising. Like Iron Maiden really blew my mind before I even got a chance to hear their music. And that always stuck with me. Like the shirt designs were so ill that it attracted me to actually find out what it was. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I just know I wanted to know what it was. And I think that's the same thing that we did with La Coka Nostra. And, you know, for me to be influenced by that, coming from Brooklyn, New York, from Danny coming up, born, you know, bred East Coast and going to the West Coast and doing kind of a lot of the same shit, but without really knowing it until like finally, you know, once you get to that point where you're really making noise, you cross paths. And it was just destiny, really, that this Coka shit is popping off. Beyond music, as a clothing brand, as just an entity, you know, as a lifestyle and a movement. This shit was like brewing for a long time. This is something that was popping off when Soul Assassins first started doing shit till now. So it's not even something that just started 3 years ago when you saw the La Coka logo. This shit started when Danny was doing weed wear and nobody knew about putting a pot leaf on a hat. And he fucking made a fucking small fortune doing that shit till everybody caught on with it, you know, and that's how it works, you know what I mean? So if you knew about La Coka Nostra 3 years ago, that's love. That means you're on point, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people that are just finding out about La Coka Nostra this week, you know what I'm saying? Or next week. They might not even know what La Coka Nostra is right now. So if y'all don't know what La Coka Nostra is, y'all need to fucking find out. That's why we're here. There it is.